Joining me today is Court Ellingson, who is Vice President of Strategy for Calgary Economic Development. Thanks for joining us today, Court.
Oh, thanks for having me.
First off, the unemployment rate rose from 6.9% to 7.1%. It's the fifth highest in Canada out of the major metropolitan centers. Tell me a little bit about why it remains such a high level, I guess, in Calgary these days.
Yeah, I think the unemployment, the sustained unemployment rates that we're seeing are a reflection of, the continued struggles that we're having in our core industry sectors. That even while we know that other sectors are gaining some footing, and we know that there are new industries and new companies that are coming along, that it takes some time for those companies to get to the point where they would be delivering the employment levels that our core industries, built up over, quite frankly, decades of, building to the point where they were. So I think it's just a reflection that, our core is still, struggling and not thriving. And it takes time for other industries to start to really fill in, where the oil and gas industry used to be.
Okay, so speaking of jobs, in December, there were 6,600 jobs lost in the city. Well, actually, the Calgary CMA. Should we be concerned by these numbers?
I don't think we should be concerned just looking at a 1 month over month point. I think when you look at it at every single month, you would notice, if you looked at every single month's report throughout the year, you see ups and downs all through the year. I think what's more important to note is that through the course of 2019, employment went up and unemployment went down, right? So in that noting from November to December, yes, we lost some jobs. Yes, our unemployment went up a little bit. But over the course of 2019, we noticed that our unemployment dropped from, the mid sevens down to the lower sevens, and unemployment has increased. All the while, more people are moving to this city. I think the other important thing to note during 2019 is that we really seem to be kind of getting our feet back under us with respect to migration, right? We're seeing people move to this city, and that's an indicator of, people feeling positive about this city.
Okay, so as we embark on a new year, we're getting halfway through the first month of it. What are you hearing out there and seeing in terms of reports and forecasts of what we can expect with the labor market in the city in 2020?
Yeah, I think there's lots of experts that you could certainly reach out to and get their opinion on their own individual reports. I don't think that, Calgary Economic Development doesn't ourselves do forecasting on what we think is going to happen with the labor market in 2019 or in 2020, I should say. But I think, it's not hard to go out on a limb to think that, we could expect for the next several months to see similar kinds of patterns of small ups and downs from 1 month to the next. Probably, a slight trend to the positive like we saw in 2019. But again, I'm not a forecaster, and there are lots of experts out there who do write those forecasts that could give you their opinion on their report.